Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know that you can watch the Senate live on YouTube? Visit the channel by browsing to youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. That's youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know that you can watch the Senate live on YouTube? Visit the channel by browsing to youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. That's youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know that you can watch the Senate live on YouTube? Visit the channel by browsing to youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. That's youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know that you can watch the Senate live on YouTube? Visit the channel by browsing to youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. That's youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know that you can watch the Senate live on YouTube? Visit the channel by browsing to youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. That's youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know that you can watch the Senate live on YouTube? Visit the channel by browsing to youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. That's youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber. Did you know that you can watch the Senate live on YouTube? Visit the channel by browsing to youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. That's youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. Senate chamber.
The Senate will come to order. The senators will take their seats. Those persons not entitled to the privileges of the floor will retire to the gallery. Good morning, senators. Good morning, guests. The senators and all in attendance, if you are able, please rise. We will be led in prayer this morning by the Reverend Mike Lawson of Rejoicing Life Church in Stewart's Draft. Following the prayer, if everyone will please remain standing, we will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America by our Senate page, Cameron Fitzgerald of Fairfax.
Would you please join me in prayer? Gracious Heavenly Father, it is with a grateful and humble heart that we come before you today in prayer and supplication. Thank you, Lord, for the dedication of our elected officials who, when gathered together, constitute the Senate of Virginia chamber of our Virginia General Assembly. I ask that your grace, blessing, and provision be upon each member, their family, their home, and their livelihood. Father, may the deliberations of this body be seasoned with grace, wisdom, purpose, and compassion. May unifying relationships and alliances be forged for the purpose of the well-being of the citizens of the great Commonwealth of Virginia. And Father, may the decisions that come forth from this body be beneficial to our communities and well-pleasing to you. Heavenly Father, I offer this prayer and supplication before you today in the name of my personal Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The clerk will call the roll. All those present, please vote aye. The clerk will close the roll.
You have a quorum, Madam President. Senate Journal for Monday, January 13th, 2025.
The senator from Loudoun, Senator Perry, moves that the reading of the journal be waived. All those in favor of waiving the reading of the journal will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 34, noes 3.
Ayes 34, noes 3. The reading of the journal is waived. The clerk will report any communications from the House of Delegates.
We do not have any, Madam President.
The clerk will report any communications from the governor.
We do not have any, Madam President.
We have arrived at the time in our morning hour when we get to find out who all of you lovely people in our gallery are. And I have to tell you, it is so wonderful to see you. We've been very lonely without you. And so we're glad that you are here. And I will give my daily reminder now that what will happen is your senator will rise and they will tell us about you. And please rise at that time. But hold your applause until after we have welcomed you. And so with that, I do now call on, let us see here, Senator Obenshain, the senator from Rockingham.
President.
Good morning, Senator.
Afternoon. Madam President, I would ask you to draw your attention to my friend in the gallery who delivered our invocation this morning, Pastor Mike Lawson. Actually, he is a constituent of Senator Head's, and somehow we got our jurisdictional lines crossed, but I'm happy that he is here at both of our requests. Mike Lawson, in addition to serving as pastor of Rejoicing Life Church in Stewart's Draft, also serves in one of the most difficult and challenging elective offices that there is. He serves on the school board of Augusta County, where he does a great job representing South River District of Augusta County. He's been active as a volunteer in his community for many years, and while his wife Cindy couldn't be here with him today, he is joined by his 3 children, Ian Lawson, Garrett Lawson, and Eliana Lawson, and also with him is Reverend Brian Wills from the Healing for the Nations and City Elders of Virginia. Madam President, I would ask you to extend the warm welcome of the Senate to Pastor Mike Lawson and his family and guest.
Thank you for coming, and thank you, Reverend Wills. Thank you, sir, for also coming, the reverends. And Reverend Lawson, you are also the Honorable Mike Lawson, and so you serve in so many different capacities. And thank you so very much for all that you do in our wonderful communities, and that you have decided to run for office, and there you are, again, serving us there. And thank you, children, for giving us your father. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let us give them the warm welcome of their Senate. Chair recognizes the senator from Northern Fairfax County, Senator Boysko.
Well, good afternoon, Madam President.
Good afternoon.
Earlier this morning, we had the caucus of the Council of Independent Colleges, and we have several presidents of those colleges here with us today in the gallery, including my Hollins College University President Mary Hinton. But I ask that you give the Council of Independent Colleges a warm welcome. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming and for seeing your Senate in action, and thank you for what you do in the education arena, because certainly a country without a good education goes down very fast. And as I like to say, we in America must remain the #1 superpower, and we do that with a good education system. Thank you for all that you do. Senators, let us give them the warm welcome of their Senate. Chair recognizes the senator from Portsmouth, Senator Lucas.
Good afternoon, Madam President.
Good afternoon.
Madam President, I'm going to apologize in advance. I know I'm only supposed to take 2 minutes to introduce my guests in the gallery, but I won't do them justice unless I just read all of what I have. So just give me an extra minute. Madam President, in the gallery today and in the other chamber are members of the Board of Directors of the Virginia Business Higher Education Council who are here for the annual meeting and legislative day. As they stand, you will see some leading business executives from around the Commonwealth and presidents of some of the public colleges and universities. That's because the council is actually a partnership, the nation's strongest and most active partnership of business and higher education leaders. This partnership is one of big reason why Virginia's higher education system every year receives top national ranking for quality, graduation rates, and ROI, return on investments for graduates. It is also one of the big reasons why Virginia won CNBC's #1 ranking as the best state for business again this past year. As CNBC wrote in explaining that ranking, and I quote, Virginia's biggest competitive strength is its education system, ranked #1 in the CNBC study. CNBC went on to highlight the wealth of higher education opportunities Virginia provides, and they specify cited investments in higher education over the last 5 years. Speaking of those investments, Madam President, I want to call the Senator's attention to the great JLOC report on higher education costs and efficiency that was issued in October. The report showed that our colleges and universities have excellent partners in using increased state support to make college more affordable for Virginia students and their family. Here are some of the key findings by JLOC that may surprise you. When adjusted for inflation, the total cost of attendance at our public universities has actually gone down since 2020 in response to the increased state investment we provided. In fact, over the last 10 years, the total cost of attendance in constant dollars rose only slightly, an average of less than 0.5 of 1% annually. And for the most institutions, the net price, that's the price students actually pay for financial aid, actually went down over the last 10 years. Madam President, while it is a great evidence of partnership, there's more work to be done. We need to make 2- and 4-year degrees and industry-recognized credentials affordable for all Virginians. And we need to help students move efficiency from learning to earning here in the Commonwealth. Despite our recent investment, Virginia still provides much less state funding per student, per college, than North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and Maryland, to name just a few nearby competitors. And while the Commonwealth must continue to do more, so must our higher education institutions and partners in the business community. We need our colleges and universities to develop even stronger partnerships with business and industry to improve performance and to ensure that all students have paid internships and pathways to good jobs and careers right here in Virginia. That is what the Virginia Business Higher Education Council is all about. Building those partnerships and pathways, giving all students affordable access, and keeping talented young Virginians here in the Commonwealth after graduation through internships and talent pathways. Madam President, we are the best state for business, the best state for higher education, and the best state for internships. And we have this great competitive advantage because of the bipartisan spirit of partnership evidence here on the floor and in the gallery. I know we can appreciate the important work that our business leaders and college presidents are doing together to create growth and opportunity throughout this Commonwealth, and I hope we will give them the very warm welcome of the Senate. And thank you for indulging me.
Thank you for coming. Wow. That was some intro. As the senator has said, move the students from learning to earning, indeed, and that this is a partnership, indeed. Business and education, indeed. What a return on investment. What do I mean? As the senator has said, costs are down, results are up. That is what we're looking for. And so, senators, let us give them the warm welcome of their Senate. Senator Stanley, the senator from Franklin County.
Good morning, Madam President. I rise for the purposes of an introduction.
Good afternoon. The senator has the floor.
I always love it. We have the morning hour in the afternoon. Madam President, in our gallery today is a very special young man. He may look familiar to you. He certainly looks familiar to me. I not only know this young man, but he's also a former client of mine. Brody Lehman used to love to drive fast. He used to drive fast. But you know what? He had a great lawyer. And you may recognize him because of his looks. Of course, his father has a much more closely cropped hairdo than my man over here, but he has got a superior grade hair that even I wish I had. But this is Brody Lehman. He's Hobie Lehman's son, and everybody knows Hobie Lehman as our man that does everything that we ask him to and more. Brody is a freshman at Virginia Tech. There you go, where he studies agriculture. So he's going to hate my beekeeper's bill too. So, but you know, I'm looking at this, Madam President. I'm looking at, I mean, you got Hobie, you got Brody. I mean, this family names their sons after characters on Baywatch, but they're really cool names. But Brody is a wonderful young man, a wonderful example of what Virginia's history looks like and future looks like. And quite frankly, so glad to see him there. He's got a sweet sweater on. And I'd ask that you, Madam President, extend to Brody Lehman the warmest welcome of the Senate.
Well, thank you for coming, Brody. And since your lawyer has brought up movie images, I won't call you baby driver, but he did say you were a fast driver. But you're in agriculture now. And we're glad that you're there. And we must get the produce to the supermarkets, must we not? So, ladies and gentlemen, after that warm introduction, let us give him the warm welcome of his Senate. Okay. Chair recognizes the Sergeant at Arms.
Madam President, a message from the House.
Please receive it.
The delegate from Prince William, Delegate Maldonado.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam President. I've been directed by the Speaker of the House of Delegates to inform the Senate that the House has agreed to H.J.R. 476 relating to judicial elections and certain elective officers and requests the concurrence of the Senate.
I thank the delegate. Chair now recognizes the senator from Richmond City, Senator Hashmi.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for an introduction.
The senator may continue.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to introduce today in the gallery individuals who are joining us from CSG South. CSG South is a nonprofit, nonpartisan member organization that serves 15 southern states, including, of course, Virginia. And the folks at CSG South act as an extension to our offices. They provide policy research and analysis, leadership development, and government staff training. And they also host the annual Southern Legislative Conference, SLC, which this year will be held on July 19th through the 23rd in Birmingham, Alabama. And I hope all of us will mark our calendars to attend CSG South, or SLC rather, in July. CSG South is headquartered in Atlanta, but serves a wide region, and several members of the team are here in Richmond to visit us today. And in our gallery, we have Lindsay Gray, who is the Regional Director, Cody Allen, Senior Policy Analyst, Hope Grindle, Communication Coordinator, Jill Clark, Director of Development, and Angel Tuason, who is Director of Marketing and Programs. And I hope that we will give the warm welcome of the Senate.
Well, welcome to you. I understand that, as the senator has said, you are headquartered in Atlanta. Well, if you ever need office space, we've got plenty here. You serve 15, as the senator has said, 15 states. Indeed, you serve us in the areas of research, policy, staff training, and so much more. And so many times people look at us and wonder, how do we accomplish what we do? And it's because we have people like you who help us with all of this. It is not a hard, an easy job indeed, and you make it so much easier. Thank you for all that you do. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, please let us give them a warm welcome of their Senate. The senator from Charlottesville, Senator Deeds.
Madam President, I rise for two introductions.
Senator may continue.
Madam President, members of the Senate, we are fortunate today to have a large group from the Virginia or from the Charlottesville Area Association of Realtors. This group is the bedrock of the business community in Charlottesville, Albemarle County, that they are not shy about letting me know their opinions about the issues we take up, and they do a great job up there. And I would ask you, Madam President, to give them a warm greetings to the Senate.
Thank you for coming, Realtors. I said that properly. Thank you for coming. And as the senator has said, you are not shy about letting him know how you feel about the issues. And that is indeed exactly what we are supposed to be doing here. Not shying away from the issues, no matter what they are, and from hearing from you. So we are so glad that you do that as responsible citizens. Thank you very much. And senators, let us give them the warm welcome of their Senate. Again, Senator Deeds.
Madam President, the second important group I'd like to bring to your attention represents the federally qualified health centers, including 203 delivery sites throughout the Commonwealth. There are over 50 health center advocates from the Virginia Community Healthcare Association walking the halls of the Capitol and the GAB today, sharing the comprehensive healthcare services FCHCs provide in our communities and some of their pressing issues in front of the General Assembly this session. In 2023, the healthcare centers served over 400,000 patients, of which 90% are low income. Health centers improved access to primary care and integrated specialty services such as preventive, behavioral health, substance abuse treatment, oral health, vision, and pharmacy services. Please give to this group the warm greetings to the Senate.
We thank you for being in the healthcare arena. We've just heard that you served over 400,000, many of them 90% low income. If you were not there, who would have done it? Yes, maybe we could have absorbed a few, but not 400,000. And so we are so thankful that you continue to help those who are not able or have the funds to do so. Thank you very much, and we're glad that you're there. Senators, let us give them the warm welcome of their Senate. The senator from Isle of Wight, Senator Jordan.
Thank you, Madam President. I stand for an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. It's my privilege today to introduce a group of dedicated individuals who serve as the backbone of our public safety communications in Virginia. And first, I'd ask that they stand. Today, we have visiting the Capitol the Association of Public Safety Communications Officials, and the National Emergency Number Association. These groups are here and as part of their lobby day today, and they'll be here other days throughout the Capitol. But first, I want to share with you why we should be so appreciative, lest we forget. These are the folks that each and every day, when we have our worst day, they're taking that call. They are taking a call, and when we have our darkest moment, to help us guide us through those moments, and we should be very, very grateful. They take critical calls, whether it's accidents, disasters, anything in between, medical emergencies, and those are the people that take and bear the brunt of some of the worst things that happen in our society. As citizens, I hope that we are grateful for what they do, but more importantly, as this body, I hope we could appreciate their presence, thank them for their service, and welcome them to our Capitol.
We are so glad that you are here. Indeed, as I have gone around the Commonwealth and visited so many different 9/11 operators, centers, and when the call comes in, it is so cool and so calm. The person who is working at the desk as the 911 operator And I've often wondered, how do you do it? How do you listen to trauma happening in real life and you are able to be so calm? And so we know that while you're taking care of us, please take care of yourselves. We're just so glad that when we push those buttons, you're there. You are there, and we know somebody's coming to rescue us. Thank you for being there. Senators, let's give them the warm welcome of their Senate. Chair recognizes Senator McDougall, the senator from Hanover.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I ask that the journal reflect that the senator from King George is away from the Capitol on pressing personal business.
Thank you, Senator. The journal will so note. The senator from Eastern Fairfax County, Senator Saravel.
Good afternoon, Madam President.
Good afternoon.
Rise for an announcement.
Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to, as you see before us, you're starting to get these resolutions handed out. We're going to have judicial elections today. We're going to have some start and stop. We also have to confirm the auditor for JLARC. We're going to have to take a break to do that. So we're going to have probably a little bit of start and stop today as we work through this. We only had one judge that was removed from the nominations. I'm assuming there won't be any others. If there are, I would appreciate if somebody would let me know sooner rather than later. But today is speak now or forever hold your peace on these re-elections. But that's it for the announcement, Madam President.
Would the senator like to move the resolution? We're not there yet. No, okay. I am told that we need a recess. The staff needs to assess. So the Senate will stand temporarily at recess. Chair recognizes Senator Surville, the senator from Eastern Fairfax County.
Madam President, I move that the reading of the resolution be waived.
The question is, shall the reading of the resolution, that is House Joint Resolution 476, be waived? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The reading is waived. Chair again recognizes Senator Surville.
Madam President, I move that the rules be suspended, the House Joint Resolution number 476 be taken up for immediate consideration.
The question is, shall the rules be suspended and House Joint Resolution number 476 be taken up for immediate consideration? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, no 0.
Ayes 37, no 0. The rules are suspended to take up the resolution for immediate consideration. Again, Senator Surville.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the resolution be agreed to.
The question is, shall the resolution be agreed to? All in favor of agreeing to the resolution will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, no 0.
Ayes 37, no 0. The resolution is agreed to. The chair directs the senator from Eastern Fairfax County, Senator Surville, to inform the House of Delegates of the action of the Senate. The Senate will stand at ease until the return of said senator. The Senate will come to order. The senator having returned, the time for the joint order for certain judicial elections has arrived. And the Senate, on its part, is ready to proceed with the execution of House Joint Resolution number 476. Now then, nominations are now in order for judges of the respective circuit courts. Chair recognizes the senator from Eastern Fairfax County, Senator Sorovel.
Madam President, I move the rules be suspended, the committee courts be discharged, and further consideration of the resolution, readings of the title and engrossment be waived, and that Senate Resolution number 205 be taken up for immediate consideration.
The question is, shall the rules be suspended, the committee for courts of justice be discharged from further consideration of the resolution, the readings of the title and engrossment waived, and Senate Resolution number 205 be taken up for immediate consideration? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, no 0.
Ayes 37, no 0. The rules are suspended to take up the resolution for immediate consideration. Chair recognizes again Senator Sorovel.
Madam President, I move the resolution be agreed to.
The question is, shall the resolution be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The resolution is agreed to. Nominations are now in order for judges of the respective general district courts. Chair recognizes again Senator Sorovel.
Madam President, I move the rules be suspended, the Committee of Courts of Justice be discharged from further consideration of the resolution, readings of the title and engrossment be waived, and that House or Senate Resolution number 206 be taken up for immediate consideration.
The question is, shall the rules be suspended, the Committee for Courts of Justice be discharged from further consideration of the resolution, the readings of the title and engrossment be waived, and Senate Resolution number 206 be taken up for immediate consideration? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, no 0.
Ayes 37, no 0. The rules are suspended to take up the resolution for immediate consideration. The senator from Eastern Fairfax County.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that Senate Resolution number 206 be agreed to.
The question is, shall the resolution be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The resolution is agreed to. Nominations are now in order for judges of the respective Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court. Senator Sorovel.
Madam President, I move the rules be suspended, the Committee of Courts of Justice be discharged, that the readings of the title and engrossment be waived, Senate Resolution number 207 be taken up for immediate consideration.
The question is, shall the rules be suspended, the Committee for Courts of Justice be discharged from further consideration, the readings of the title and engrossment be waived, and Senate Resolution number 207 be taken up for immediate consideration? As many as are in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, no 0.
Ayes 37, no 0. The rules are suspended to take up the resolution for immediate consideration. Chair again recognizes Senator Sorovel, the senator from Eastern Fairfax County.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the resolution be agreed to.
The question is, shall the resolution be agreed to? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. Nominations are now in order for members of the Judicial Inquiry and Review Commission. Senator Sorovell.
Madam President, I move the rules be suspended, the Committee of Courts be discharged from further consideration, reading of the titles and engrossment be waived, and that the Senate take up Senate Resolution number 208 for immediate consideration.
The question is, shall the rules be suspended, the Committee for Courts of Justice be discharged from further consideration of the resolution, the readings of the title and engrossment be waived, and Senate Resolution number 208 be taken up for immediate consideration? As many as are in favor of that motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, no 0.
Ayes 37, no 0. The rules are suspended. Take up the resolution for immediate consideration. Again, Senator Sorovell.
Madam President, I move that Senate Resolution 208 be agreed to.
Don't frighten me. The question is, shall the resolution be agreed to? Those in favor of the motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The resolution is agreed to. Now then, nominations are in order for the Auditor of Public Accounts. Chair now recognizes the junior senator from Virginia Beach, Senator Rouse.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the rules be suspended, the Committee on Privileges and Elections be discharged from further consideration of the resolution, the readings of the title and engrossment be waived, and Senate Resolution number 209 be taken up for immediate consideration.
The question is, shall the rules be suspended, the Committee on Privileges and Elections be discharged from further consideration of the resolution, the readings of the title and engrossment be waived, and Senate Resolution number 209 be taken up for immediate consideration? As many as are in favor of that motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, no 0.
Ayes 37, no 0. The rules are suspended to take up the resolution for immediate consideration. Again, Senator Rouse.
Madam President, I move that the resolution, Senate Resolution 209 be agreed to.
Question is, shall Senate Resolution 209 be agreed to? All in favor of that motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The resolution is agreed to. The chair directs, and the chair sees that the senator has fled, directs the senator from Eastern Fairfax County, Senator Sorovell, to inform the House of Delegates of the nominations that have been made by the Senate. The Senate will stand at ease until the House message is received. The Senate will come to order. Chair recognizes Sergeant at Arms.
Madam President, a message from the House.
Please receive it.
The delegate from Prince William, Delegate Maldonado.
Madam President, I've been directed by the Speaker of the House of Delegates to inform the Senate that the House has made certain nominations pursuant to HJR 476 and requests the concurrence of the Senate.
Chair thanks the delegate. The Senate will be at ease temporarily. Pursuant to the joint order, it is now in order that the rolls be called. All in favor of the nominees of the Senate as named by Senate Resolution number 205 to be judges of the respective circuit courts will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote?
There we go.
The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, no 0.
Ayes 37, no 0. All in favor of the nominees of the Senate as named by Senate Resolution number 206 to be judges of the respective general district courts will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote?
There we go.
The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 0.
Ayes 37, noes 0. All in favor of the nominees of the Senate as named by Senate Resolution number 207 to be judges of the respective juvenile and domestic relations district courts will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 0.
Ayes 37, noes 0. As many as are in favor of the nominees of the Senate as named by Senate Resolution number 208 to be members of the Judicial Inquiry and Review Commission will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 0.
Ayes 37, noes 0. As many as are in favor of the nominee of the Senate as named by Senate Resolution number 209 to be the Auditor of Public Accounts will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 0.
Ayes 37, noes 0. The chair appoints Senators Perry, Salim, and Jordan. The committee on the part of the Senate count and report the vote of each House in each case. The Senate will stand at ease until the committee returns. A joint order under House Joint Resolution number 476 will be resumed. The clerk will now read the report of the committee to count the vote.
The committee has reported as follows. Number of votes necessary to elect: in the House of Delegates, 50, in the Senate, 20.
Chair recognizes Senator Somerville, the senator from Eastern Fairfax County.
Madam President, I move the reading of the report be waived.
The question is, shall the reading of the report be waived? All those in favor will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 36, noes 1.
Ayes 36, noes 1. The reading of the report is waived. Now then, those named in the report as having received the majority of a vote of the members elected to each house of the General Assembly are duly declared elected as judges of the respective circuit courts, general district courts, and juvenile and domestic relations district courts, as members of the Judicial Inquiry and Review Commission, and as the Auditor of Public Accounts for the terms that have been set forth. Is there any other business for the morning hour? It is morning somewhere. The clerk will call the calendar.
Senate calendar for Tuesday, January 14, 2005. Uncontested calendar, Senate bills on first reading.
Chair recognizes Senator Somerville, senator from Eastern Fairfax County.
Madam President, I move that all the Senate bills on first reading on the uncontested and regular calendars, pages 1 through 7, Senate bills 761 through 1011. The rules be suspended, the first constitutional reading of the titles be dispensed with.
The question is, shall the rules be suspended and the first constitutional reading of the titles of Senate bills on the uncontested and regular calendars, pages 1 through 7, Senate bills 761 through Senate bill 1011 be dispensed with? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 1.
Ayes 37.
Oh, sorry, noes 0. I was waiting for Senator Deeds.
Ayes 37, noes 0. The reading of the titles is dispensed with. Senator Somerville.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd move that all those bills go by for the day.
The question is, shall the Senate bills on the uncontested and regular calendars now on second reading go by for the day? All in favor of that motion will say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. The bills will go by for the day.
Madam President, inquiry of the clerk. Does that complete the calendar?
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Is there any other business to come before the Senate? The clerk will report any announcements on the desk.
Today, Tuesday, January 14, 2025. The Committee on Privileges and Elections will meet 15 minutes after adjournment in Senate Room B, GAB. The Committee on Agriculture, Conservation, and Natural Resources will meet 30 minutes after adjournment, Senate Room A, GAB. The Finance and Appropriations Subcommittee on Education will meet at 3 p.m., Senate Finance and Appropriations Room, 13th floor, GAB. Senators Locke, Lucas, Obenshain, Stewart, and Hashmi. The Education and Health Subcommittee on Health will meet at 4 p.m. Senate Room C, GAB, Senators Favola, Suderline, Bagby, Aird, and Durant. Tomorrow, Wednesday, January 15th, the Finance and Appropriations Subcommittee on Public Safety and Claims will meet at 7:30 a.m. in the Senate Finance and Appropriations Room, 13th floor, GAB. Senators Eben, Lucas, Marsden, McDougal, Pillion, and Hashmi. The Women's Legislative Roundtable will meet at 8:30 a.m., House Room 700B, GAB. The Committee on Finance and Appropriations will meet at 9 a.m., Senate Room A, GAB. This meeting is open to all members of the Senate. The Senate Finance and Appropriations staff will be giving a presentation on the governor's budget. The Democratic Caucus will meet at 11:15 a.m., Senate Room 1 in the Capitol. The Republican Caucus will meet at 11:15 a.m., Senate Room 2 in the Capitol.
Chair calls on the senator from Portsmouth, Senator Lucas.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I move that the Senate do now adjourn until 12 noon on tomorrow.
The question is, shall the Senate adjourn until 12 noon tomorrow? All in favor of that motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. The Senate stands adjourned until 12 noon tomorrow.
Symbol Senate of Virginia. That's youtube.com/@Senate of Virginia. Senate Chamber. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Senate Chamber.